You like that?
Yeah.
Chase has got his new Fandangle headphones up there.
Fandangles. That's what I call them.
Right?
Or whatever he said.
What do you got on your hat there?
I think it says Badlands.
Badlands.
Badlands?
It does,
All
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I got mine too. You got mine too,
Nice.
yeah. Got to
It was a
represent.
gift from the owner. He said,
Heck
I like
yeah.
you. I want you to have a hat.
We're going to have to get you a Son of a Beast hat.
Let's go.
I think
for
I
sure.
got one or two more laying around there somewhere.
Absolutely. I seen you guys all walking around with those on. What's the story?
Son of a Beast is Brett's Instagram handle.
Okay.
And Beast came from a rock bouncer that I had built, 10 years ago or so. And it just named itself. It's a 1,000 horsepower rock bouncer with 54-inch tires on it. And
Holy cow.
first thing everybody would ever say is like, Jesus, that thing's a beast, you know? And
right.
I'm like, all right, well, I guess it named itself, you know?
That's awesome.
So then, Son of a Beast, when Brett started driving a few years ago, we were trying to come up with an Instagram handle for him. And we're like, all right, Son of a Beast, man, I guess that's you, you know? So
It's got a ring
sweet.
to it.
It does.
It's nice. Actually, when we first met you guys earlier today, you were introduced as the winningest driver
Yeah.
in this competition.
Yep. We've won quite a few now. I don't even know if I could count them all at this point.
You got enough trophies on the wall?
Yeah, we got a big trophy wall in our garage. Which is pretty cool.
Where are you guys from?
We're from southern Utah, St. George.
Okay, so you guys are pretty much cheating because you have the best rock crawling in the country on your back door.
yeah, we do. That's why we moved there. We lived in Salt Lake most of the time he was growing up and moved down to Sand Hollow about 4 years ago. We had a second house there, and we would drive down and go wheeling, and it just got to the point where every time I wasn't there, I'd go back to Salt Lake, and I'd be like, man, I wish I was at Sand Hollow, you know, and finally pulled the trigger, and my daughter was graduating and going into high school. No, she was graduating high school, and Brett was going from elementary to high school, and I'm like, well, it's now or never, you know.
Right.
So we moved down there, and probably one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life, honestly. I love it there.
For multiple reasons or just because of the rock crawling industry?
Weather, where it's taking us in the rock crawling world. I mean, I'd say it's just
I mean, that
awesome.
place is special.
So,
I'll
yeah.
give you that. I mean,
Yeah.
I know you heard us talking earlier to Charlie, but I mean, I've been there a few times to Sand Hollow. I've been to Moab, which Moab isn't like rock buggy. I mean, there's lines there and stuff you guys can play on, but it's huge. Like the landscape is massive.
Right.
Sand Hollow, if people don't really know, if you've never been there, you park in the parking lot and you drive 200 yards and you're in some of the hardest rock crawling lines in the country.
Oh, definitely. We used to be stubborn. We would go down to Moab and we would think that's the best wheeling in the world. You know, you hear Moab, and I'd have friends down in Sand Hollow like, dude, you should come to St. George and check out all the wheeling we have down there. And I'm like, you don't know nothing. You know, we're out here wheeling Moab, you know, and then I get down there and see it for myself. And I'm like, all right, this is legit, you know.
It's a totally different story.
Totally different story. It's the best wheeling, like you say, in the world. The park's literally 3 minutes from our house, you know, so we can just load up, go wheel for a couple hours, come back. It's kind of a joke for the locals. We're like, all right, let's go do our 3-hour tour. You know, we get up in the morning, go wheeling for 3 hours, and then, you know, go home and hang out or go hit the lake. Like the lake's right there. So
That
you
lake
got
is
wheeling,
gorgeous.
you got boating. It's just,
You're
it's
making
awesome.
you're making
Dude.
me want to move to St. George.
You
We're gonna have
should.
to go there.
If you're into wheeling and off-roading, Sand Hollow is the best place in the world.
Okay, so when are we coming out?
Well, so Matt took me to Moab for the first time this year.
Right?
My eyes were like, whoa. It was incredible. Like, it was some of the most rugged terrain I've ever seen in my life.
Right.
And you're telling me that Sand Hollow is like, how many X better?
Well, hold on. I think it's important to understand what we're talking about. the wheeling at don't get me wrong, Sand Hollow is beautiful. Like the landscape is beautiful.
Right.
But I feel like, and I could be wrong, and I may be biased, I feel like Moab is prettier. Like it has that wow factor. Like when you go crawling there, you're up on, if you go do Moab Rim or what was the one we did out on the back? Cliffhanger.
Yeah.
If you go do those,
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's like top-notch views.
Yeah.
wheeling.
Moab is turned more into like tourist and the views, and it's amazing. And next time you go, you got to let me know, because Robert Lucero is a sponsor for our team, and he owns Area BFE out there.
Yeah, I've met Robert.
Oh,
Yeah, you know, and we're tight, you know, so he's doing buggy tours out there where you can just, you know, take one of his rear steer buggies out, and he'll take you out wheeling and show you around. And
That place is cool.
He's a rad
it's
dude.
really cool. He's a stud.
We've been to the Ultra. We kind of traveled with Ultra 4 and kind of chased him around just because that's what I love. I'm an Ultra 4 racer. So we
Right.
were going around, and we went to Moab this year during Ultra 4, and we did some podcasting there and all that good stuff. And we got to meet Robert and check out his facility, because that's where the race was at.
Right.
Dude, what a cool
And
spot.
broke his
Yeah,
Jeep.
we were there.
You were there?
Yeah, we were
okay,
there.
so we've crossed paths, you know, and not
Right.
knowingly.
Yeah.
Not knowingly, for sure. Yeah, we were there. We did all the podcasting in the Ultra 4. Goodby rented
The compound.
The compound
Yeah.
right down the street.
Awesome.
So we were there doing this, having fun. I had my JK out there,
And
my
broke it.
Rubicon, and broke it. Yeah, which is typical.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do stupid buggy stuff in the JK.
Right.
You know, never works out.
It was an adventure though, like being broke like that and then trying to get down off of the course with a broken track bar held together with a ratchet strap.
Yeah, I ripped the track bar off the axle, clean off the axle, ripped all the welds, so it was just floating around up there. And we had to use the winch and a ratchet strap to hold the axle still to drive out.
And it was slick mud too.
Oh yeah, it
on
rained.
the way back. It
Well, you
was
guys
like,
were there,
Right.
It
Oh,
rained.
downpour.
Yeah.
It was nuts.
It's crazy. That's what everybody was saying. Oh, it's never gonna rain. It's and you know, it's Utah. Downpour.
Yeah.
Wild. That race turned from really dry and like a fun track to nightmare.
Were you racing in it?
Thank goodness, no.
No.
I would have. I say thank goodness. I'm going to take that back, because I would have loved to race that race, actually, because I've never raced in Utah. I've been there a bunch of times wheeling, but I've never raced. So I would have liked to check that off my bucket list.
Heck yeah.
So, but no, there's still time. We're still traveling and hanging out and going to all sorts of cool places. So I'm definitely interested to come hang out with you guys, though. I want to come see some of these. So I went to Sand Hollow with my old buggy, which was just a drag axle X Ultra 4 car. But it was, 43-inch stickies full of water. It got around, and I got to do some pretty cool stuff. But I saw some 4-wheel steer like comp buggies out there, like 4 or 5 of them doing a trail. And I just looked up the trail and I was like, how'd they get up there? There's no way they drove up there.
Right.
But they did. I mean, you could see the tracks, right? I mean, I know they drove up there, but I'm
Yeah.
like, some of the stuff you guys drive up in those cars is just insane. And how old are you?
I'm 17.
17.
dang.
17. That's crazy. You've only had your driver's license for like a year?
He's been driving his own legitimate rock crawler since he was 9. So when he was 9, I was debating. I'm like, okay, am I going to buy a Can-Am or a Razor and modify it to fit him, And I was really leaning that direction. And then somehow I got turned on to a single seat moon buggy that was a world championship winning car, and I could pick it up for 30 grand or something. And I was like, all right, I can't turn this away. It's just too good. So I ended up buying that and sticking bread in it. And I just barely posted up a video on our Instagram of the first time Brett was driving it when he was 9 years old and going down my driveway, And then it's just ironic because Robert with Area BFE is one of our big sponsors. And the first time he had ever driven that buggy was at Area BFE.
Cool.
So it was just really cool. It was one of the best decisions I think I've ever made, leaning one way or the other, buying that car, because he got used to it really quick, and he was driving 10 rated trails within the first month or 2, maybe, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I think so.
Because it was just a super, super capable car, And a moon buggy, you can just see everything in front of you. So it was just perfect scenario. You know,
It's-
I was out driving my big bouncer, and my wife was driving a bouncer, and I bought him that little moon buggy, and he could keep up with us basically right off the bat, you know.
So cool. We'd like to take a quick break from the podcast to tell you guys about CT Raceworks. And I love CT Raceworks. I use it on all my race cars, including the drift truck. And the drift truck hit the wall twice today because of Chase. And it's still not broke. And we have more time to go out and ride and have fun. And you can too. Go on to ctraceworks.com. And upon checkout, put in the Our Day Off discount code, which will get you 5% off. And you might say to me, that's not enough, Matt. And I'll say, you're going to buy them anyway. Okay? Use the code, get a discount, and have some fun with your new CT Raceworks parts. And don't break your buggy. Back to the show.
I need to know, bro. Do you play video games, bro?
Not really.
No, you don't have time for that.
Yep, not really.
The winningest friggin' rock crawling driver, 17-year-old, does not have time for video games.
Well, so wait. What do you do outside of rock crawling? Like, do you have any other sports, or is it just rock crawling?
Nope, just rock crawling.
So that's what you do every day? Well, within
Yeah,
reason.
pretty much. Yeah.
That's wild. That's actually like a dream come true.
No kidding, dude.
I want to do that. That's wild. Do you ever pinch yourself a little bit? Do you ever think about that? Do you ever think about it? No? You just
No,
do it?
not really.
You're
Yeah.
just doing it.
Yep.
That's wild, man. That's kind of wild how something's so cool and so, but I mean, you grew up in it, you know? So I think that's the other thing you got to look at. You've got to realize that yourself and Charlie have grown up because of your dads
Yeah.
bringing you into this rock crawling world, the crazy off-road world. I mean, what was it? Was there never another option, Dad? Was there ever like we're getting
Like
an Ultra
sports?
4 car or sports
Football?
or?
Oh, we played football and wrestled when he was in elementary school. And then, like I said, we were living in Salt Lake. So I was coaching his football team. I was, you know, a big part of his wrestling program. I didn't coach that, but I was there at every practice, you know, every night, every practice. And then we had our second home down in Sand Hollow, and we started getting more and more into the wheeling, you know. And then when we moved down there, he played football his 9th grade year, his first year at Hurricane High School. And after that, he was like, Dad, man, I still remember to this day, he looked at me and we were talking about wrestling and playing football. And it was the deepest statement he's ever said. He just looked at me. He's like, Dad, wheeling is my life.
Heck yeah.
And I was like, that's all I got to hear, dude. I'm like, we're going wheeling, man. And ever since then, we started competing. And I think that was like, what, five years ago or something was our first competition. And it's just gotten a little more, man. We started really getting successful at it. And the cool thing about Brett is the best rock crawlers in the world took him and put them under their arms. So Jeff McKinley, 2-time Trailbreaker winner. I think he's won, I mean, I don't know how many We Rock Series championships, but I mean, if you say the best drivers in the world, Jeff McKinley's top 3. Kayla Fredden, 2-time Trailbreaker winner, one of the best trail drivers I've ever met and wheeled with. We bought his personal car for Brett, and he just put him under his wing. It's just like, hey, you need to do this and this and this, you know. And Michael Brassanini, great driver, won the Unlimited Championship last year. I mean, all these guys have just taken him. John Madcow, I mean, John Himble, Madcow Racing. I mean, when we first moved down there, he'd take us out and put their arm around me. Hey, son, you need to do this, you know. And so he's got a little bit of each one of those drivers in him, and they fully support him like he's their own son, man. It is
cool.
it's just awesome.
It's pretty awesome to hear that you're being, you know, without a better word, like trained by the best. You know,
100%.
by the OGs. That's pretty insane. Yeah. I mean, and you live in the Mecca, you know, you live in the spot where they all probably hang out the most. So it's kind of like you said, it's a great choice. If you're going rock crawling, Dad, I want to go rock crawling. It's my life. Okay.
Right.
Go to the best place, right?
For
it makes
sure.
sense. It makes sense. And it's showing. I mean, do you have any idea off the top of your head how many like championships you've won? Do you know that? Do you know him?
Not really.
But
Yeah, I don't know.
but this year particularly, you've won everything.
Oh, we were competing Pro Trail in the Pro Trail Series, which is just the class right under Unlimited for the past 3 years, I think. And he was the East Coast champ, the West Coast champ, the national champ, 2 out of those 3 years. And then all the Unlimited guys were kind of like, yeah, you guys are running the easy stuff, you know. Basically the same courses, just a little bit wider, you know. They're like, why don't you come step up and play with us, you know. Kind of poking the bear a little bit, you know. I'm like, you know what, we might just do that, you know. So I had a car built, Richard Holst. I called Holsey and I'm like, hey man, we need a car that's going to compete with these Unlimited guys, right? And most of these Unlimited guys are running moon buggies, you know, motor in the back, and moon buggies have won the national championship, I'd say, for at least 10 years straight, you know. So Richard's like, all right, I got some ideas, you know, and came up with this car that Brett's driving, and was stepped up. So last year he was a national champ, and we came in, and I don't want to sound like we're bragging or anything. These are just facts, you know.
No,
Hey,
yeah.
you got to.
Yeah,
no,
right.
you have to
Yeah.
brag on what
So
you guys are.
You
killing
did
it
that.
at.
Right.
You know?
So yeah, so we had this car built, came in, and this year we won the first 4 events. He's already secured up the national championship. I don't even know if anybody's ever won the first 4 events in Unlimited rock crawling simultaneously. I mean, the drivers are so good, the cars are so good. You have to have a little bit of luck. You have to be a phenomenal driver. You have to have a great car, you know, and to be able to say, okay, I went in and won all 4 events. He's already locked up the national championship in Unlimited this year. He's the West Coast champion this year. If we win tomorrow, he'll sweep the series at 17. So
That's pretty impressive, dude.
yeah.
Yep, thank you.
That's pretty awesome. That's pretty cool to hear. Does there have? I was actually asked. I was going to change my question. I'm going to change my question because I was thinking about this earlier and I don't want to forget about it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that there's a reason you're better at rock crawling? Is it just because you've learned from the best, or do you think that actually do you think you have a knack for it? Do you think you have like a different feel for the car? Because it looks that way. Like when I see you guys, and I mean the top guys compete, you guys look like you're one with that vehicle.
He looks so calm.
Yeah.
Like when
you
he's
guys are
riding.
getting ready to drop off of a 40-foot cliff, basically straight down out there. I mean, it's not straight down. It's pretty close. I mean, you're dropping. You guys are falling. There's a couple guys that rolled over. I mean, it's a risky obstacle, and you're just cool as a cucumber. Like like it was a regular Tuesday. So obviously that's been built over time. You know,
Right.
I know how that is because you know you'll do something once you're like, oh, that was crazy, and then you can just do it a bunch afterwards. It's no big deal. So you just get conditioned to that. But is there do you think there's any connection to being better at it, like a feel for the car? Because not everybody can do that.
Oh, 100%.
I wouldn't be able to do it. I'm a cannonball. If you would have handed me that, if I drove Charlie's 2-seat car today, just drove it around on the flat, and I've drove all sorts of wild cars. I've driven 1,000 horsepower Ultra 4 cars and all this, all this wild stuff. And I could feel it. Like I was in that car, I was like, oh, if this was mine, this could get ugly.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like they feel different. It feels solid, but I don't know. I'm not a rock crawler, but I feel like I could probably cause some damage. But you're so good at it. You're so calculated. It's so impressive to watch. And
Yeah, thank you.
I was told that you are a loose cannon. Like you get
Oh,
a
yeah.
camera
We're-
out,
we're
and you guys
totally
are going to be
opposite.
off the rev limiter doing wild stuff.
Yeah, we're totally opposite. So my driving style, his driving style, totally opposite. Like
Yeah, I feel how
I like
old
to-
are you?
50.
50. I feel like I'm 40, and I feel like there's a weird age gap. Because do you know who Johnny and Greaves is? Johnny and CJ Greaves. They race Pro 4 in short course racing.
No.
Okay, they're top dogs. They're Monster Energy sponsored drivers, father and son, much like you guys. And CJ is younger. He's a little younger than me. Methodical. I mean, the dude he won like everything. Same thing. He's killing. He wins everything. But his dad used to. but his dad is a loose cannon. The dude is just all gas, no brake. If it rolls, just stay on the throttle.
100%.
And then it's like the passing of the torch. I think he's able to take some of your extreme, and you're not afraid to just send it, and you take some of that and you learn and you go, okay, maybe if I do this a little bit slower or think it through, or I'm sure you helped him, because you want to win, and the only way to win is be methodical and do it right. It's just interesting to me to hear both people. Well, I know 3 people. I'm sure I know more, but
Right.
in a top level, the dads are kind of wild cards ready to send it, and the kids are just taking that extra little step and perfecting the craft and making it look really professional.
That's awesome.
It's pretty cool to see.
That is awesome.
It's pretty cool. I don't know if there's any correlation there, but I know a lot of people that way. Like I'm the crazy guy. My dad was a calmer, like my dad's a dirt biker, and I grew up my whole life racing dirt bikes, and that's how I got started in dirt biking. And I took it to the next level and do all the crazy stuff though. I'll jump whatever. It doesn't matter to me. I'll hit it. If you handed me a rock crawler that I knew I wasn't going to get in trouble if I broke, point me at the
It's
wall,
on.
dude. Let's go.
Yeah.
Like I'm following you.
That's awesome.
We're going to go make a show.
Heck yeah.
That's what I want to do. But anyway, long story short, it's very cool to see how the younger generation is taking that extreme part of a sport and perfecting it into something of you could make this your profession. If you do it right, this could be your job, like officially. It could
Right.
be. It
Yeah.
really could. It really could. I mean,
hope
rock
it
crawling
leads
has
to
been
that.
rock crawling. I feel like has been kind of hidden in the shadows of the off-road world for a while because it's slow, right?
Right.
And inherently, if you do your job right, it's lackluster. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like if you go out there and you do your job right and you miss every cone, hit every corner, you don't back up, you don't roll over, you don't pull cord, and you drive out the finish, everybody's like, what? I mean, what did he just do? It wasn't even that,
Right.
It was kind of cool.
Well, what's cool is I became friends with Casey Curry, right? So he met us in Sand Hollow, and he had an Airbnb right next to our house, and he came over. It was like, whoa, dude, I got to check out what you got in your garage, because I have my big beast buggy there, and I think I had 4 or 5 rock crawlers at that time. And I had Brett's original moon buggy there. And I was like, hey man, you should buy this for your kid. I said, it's perfect. Your kid's about the same age as what Brett was when he started driving it, and Casey ended up buying it, and we became friends, and we see him out on the trail or something, and I'm like, Casey, let's go wheel, he's like, no, you guys are crazy, dude. I ain't going wheel with you guys,
That's so wild.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, dude, come on out, let's go wheel. No, you guys are crazy. We're going this way,
I've seen him do some crazy stuff too.
Yeah,
but
I know,
the speed is scary.
Right.
Oh,
speed is awesome. Yeah.
I'm addicted to it.
Yeah. I think about trying to get him into an Ultra 4 car, and I think he'd be phenomenal, dude.
I think you would too.
I think he'd be phenomenal. So I just, funds are limited. I mean, I spend
You know what I'll say?
$500,000 a year or more just on cars and then traveling. And I'm like,
Oh, I can only imagine.
we'd have to scale back our rock crawling a little bit,
For sure.
unless we got somebody that's got a team out there in a car and wants a phenomenal driver.
Well, what you could do, and a lot of people have done, is you could try to get in a co-dog seat and feel what it's like to go fast in a big car. I mean, that's
Right.
a different game. Going
Right.
fast. It's not for everybody. So I think it would behoove you to get in the passenger seat of a big car, or what I was going to say first, get a side by side and just enter the side by side class and get a feel for the speed with the side by side.
Right.
It's a bit of a less of an obligation than jumping right into like the 4400. Like the Sorensens, they go out and buy a 4400 car and just go right into the big dog class.
I think that's how we roll. Like,
Just go right to
yeah,
4400.
man.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Hey, if you buy one, I'll come hang out.
Hell yeah.
I like going fast.
We don't do nothing small, huh, son?
Yep.
I love it.
So
I love it.
yeah.
So what's the next? Go ahead, Chase.
I love that Brett's a man of very few words.
Yeah.
You didn't say much.
I know.
Tell him what you won. Come on, speak up.
What
Tell
I
him what
won?
you
Talk
won.
to me, big dog.
Yeah.
I've won the X Rocket King of the Hammers. What was it? 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And then I've won Trailbreaker also 2 years ago. I've won the Pro Trail Series twice, and
Top Gun
Top
shootout
Gun.
this
Top Gun
year.
last year. I won.
Crazy Cruiser Motorsports.
Yep, just won the Crazy Cruiser one.
And that's
Crawl
East Coast,
Fest.
right? Crazy Cruisers
Yep.
East Coast.
East Coast and
Yep.
Good Evening Rants. That's where we're coming from.
What's hard? I mean, you got more? Keep going. I'm not going to cut you off. But I was going to say, what's harder, West Coast or East Coast?
Ooh, I don't know. They're just so different.
Yeah.
Like back east, like the terrain's a lot more wet and stuff. So it's like, yeah.
Do you
I don't
change
know.
tires? Do you guys like have strategy for the wetter terrain?
No.
Go with like swampers instead of a BFG or something?
Nope.
No.
No, I have just recently thrown a set of Swampers on just to give them a shot and see. But we're pretty dedicated to the Reds. We know how they work. They're an exceptional tire. So that's what we run.
I've always felt like the Reds worked good out west on like the flat sandstone, where there's no mud,
Right.
and
Yeah.
as soon as you get them into the mud, they kind of don't really perform. And they still work.
Right.
Obviously, they're a sticky, super soft tire, and you fill the tires with how much weight of water, so you're going to stick to something.
Right.
But the Swampers are more of an East Coast tire, I feel like.
Right.
Swampers, or maybe like a Trep or something, like a Maxxis Trep. But either way,
Yeah.
I've always felt like when I go East Coast, I want more lug. I want more tire.
Right.
And out west, it doesn't matter. You could be running bald Reds. Bald. And some guys do.
Right.
They look like a drag slick. And they're out there on
Sometimes they
Reds.
get better traction actually when they're bald.
more patch. It's
Yeah.
touching more.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy. The money people spend on bald tires out in Sand Hollow for
Right.
like bald Reds or bald whatever, copy paste the sticky tire.
Right.
It's insane. I can't believe it. You
Is
cut a
it the
tire
s-
today.
Is it the surface area? Is that what helps it?
Yeah.
It's like more tire on the ground.
Right. Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, right? Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of it's a wild transition. Like you can go with an almost bald tire out west and climb insane stuff. And if you brought that bald tire out to Pennsylvania or wherever, where it's rainy and wet and the rocks have moss on them, dude, good luck.
Going nowhere.
No. I mean, it's bald. It's bald tires.
You're right.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense. And that's why I was getting at. Do you have like a strategy? Do you change from east to west, or you just wheel it, send it?
Pretty much just wheel it. I haven't really drove on any other tire than a red, but I'd be interested to like see the difference.
Yeah, I think it would
Super
be
Swamper.
behoove you to try something with a little deeper tread. I don't know. I'm not a rock crawler. I don't know how they perform or how they act. Are you guys driven in the front axle?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like
Actually, my G-Spec, my current car is not. Every other car I've ever had, rock crawling wise, has been overdriven. So it's, man, that car works great. So overdriven has some advantages, but when you really start to think about it, are you losing a little bit of traction when one tire is turning faster than the other compared to having both tires turning at the same time? And it's a big debate.
yeah.
So I don't know.
Well,
All your cars have always been overdriven, right?
Yeah.
So
I didn't even know that they did that in full size rock buggies. I know from the RC car world. My friend owns an RC car shop. Shout out Brett, Podium Power Sports. He owns an RC car shop, and they do comp crawling with RC cars. And he was over the years has taught me all sorts of stuff about it. And he said that they overdrive the front axle, and I didn't even realize that it actually existed in big cars, because I always thought when you overdrive an axle, you're just constantly fighting each other.
right.
And so I figured it really wasn't that big of a advantage.
It's a pretty big difference. Like when I first started driving an overdriven car, like when you go to turn, you turn.
'Cause it's pulling the
'cause
front
it's
end
pulling
around.
the front end
Right.
around. And then when you're on big climbs, you get up to the top and you start cresting over, it's pulling your front end down,
Right.
But they've got a new technology out, and they're using these hydraulic clutches. Basically, they call them a max drive or a diff slipper, which basically mounts to the back of your transfer case in between your drive line. And you have a lever where you can front burn only without having to shift your transfer case in and out. And it's next level. It's game changing. It's probably one of the biggest differences in the rock crawling sport that I've seen in the past 10 years. So those are awesome.
So it's all it is a clutch pack, basically, like a clutch box that bolts to the back of the the back of the transmission,
Transfer
back of the
case.
transfer case. And then all you do is can you
It's
throttle the
hydraulic.
power? Can you like slip it?
You can slip
You
it.
can slip it. So
Yeah.
you can kind of adjust your rear drive.
You can adjust your gear
On the
ratio
fly, like-
on the fly when you're climbing. So you can change your gear ratio.
so you would, in
So
theory, don't need to overdrive.
yeah.
Interesting.
So,
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Have you always had that, or is that something that is?
No,
been,
that's something new I got in my new car. Was
how do you
max
like the
drive.
difference?
I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really like mine.
Well, I've noticed a lot of guys that today, when they would go to shift, right? Like they'd stop
Yeah.
to make an adjustment and they'd go to shift and the car would roll back like 3 inches.
Right.
And they would come, some guys fell off a ledge
Oh,
just
yeah.
because of that.
It's game changing for that because you're applying constant pressure. Like you shift your transfer case out of gear and it goes into neutral. A lot of these guys have to shift into neutral to get the front burn or rear burn. This, you just pull the lever hydraulically, the clutch engages and your front burning without having to take pressure off the car. So it's always kind of got a little bit of forward momentum. It's awesome.
Does that mean that the rear, when you pull the clutch in, does that mean that the rear, can you brake the rear then too? Or is it just free spooling?
It's just free spooling.
Gotcha. So you can't really lock up in front dig.
No. Well, you can just push on the brake, right? So you push on
Just
the
apply a
brake.
little brake
Yeah,
and
apply a little brake.
Let the front eat.
Yeah, we're a lot of these guys are running cutting brakes and air lockers and all this fancy stuff, extend the shocks, and we just run spools.
I heard that earlier.
Yeah, we run spools and no cutting brakes, and Brett. I mean, my car is set up the same way. We have the same theory, but we just drive the car, dude.
It's impressive.
So, yeah,
it's impressive.
You just drive the car. It's less you have to think about. My opinion only. It's less you have to think about, and
Well, the less moving parts,
yeah, less moving parts.
the better. Yeah.
Yeah,
And then less to think about. I mean, how often, have you hit the wrong, I don't know, but hit the wrong thing in a panic? I mean, if you only got one lever to pull,
right.
it's pretty self-explanatory at that point. One lever, and I don't know how the buttons work for your rear steer.
Electronic switches, same as a winch. We set up all of our cars exactly the same. Every car we have built, same levers, same location. So you jump in from one car to the other, it's all exactly the same. You're
All
not
copy paste.
looking around. Yeah, copy paste, man. It's basically
It's smart.
yeah,
That's what
just-
it is. It's smart.
yeah.
Because then you got muscle memory.
Yeah, muscle memory. That's
Yeah.
what I was looking for right there,
Mhm.
man. You don't even have to think about it. It's just right there. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
smart.
What's the next step? I mean, where do you go from here? If you're winning everything now, respectfully, you're tilling it. You know what I mean? This is obviously your sport. So what's next? Like, have you thought that through? Where do you go from here? What's the
Ooh,
move?
I don't even think I've really thought it through, honestly.
he's got one more year of high school, so
Dang.
then he's got to figure it out.
Yeah. Life's going to happen, dude.
He's the only driver, I think, in rock crawling history that's won Top Gun, Trailbreaker, Crawfest,
We rock.
We Rock. What's it? Top Gun. Did I
Yeah,
say Top Gun? Yeah, all the 5 big events. The only driver in the history of rock crawling that's done that.
All right. So if anybody's listening to
X-Rock.
this, and everybody is really, everyone listens to this
Yeah,
podcast.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
quite well known.
Oh,
You
yeah.
guys didn't know that.
Yeah, it's the #1 podcast in the world.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's right. You need to realize that this boy right here, 17 years old, Brett, is going to be where you want to put your money. We need better cars. We need faster. We need bigger, better. And we want to win it all.
Right?
Everything.
Yeah.
Honestly,
100%.
Come to Ultra 4.
Yeah.
honestly, after you win this weekend, you should just retire.
Right?
You done won it
On
all.
top.
You're like, you're
17.
going out on top.
No doubt. I hope we win this weekend. That'll be great.
But you guys are on top right now by 7 points, right?
Yep.
So you go in tomorrow with the lead, and you guys are they're reverting the field. They're inverting the field, so you start in the back
Yep, we'll go last.
tomorrow. And from the sounds of it, it sounds like it might be better to go last. Maybe. I don't know. It's a debate, right? It's
I think
like,
it's
how do you
better.
pick that?
If you have the lead going into the first day or after the first day, it sucks to go first, right? Because
Right.
everybody's learning off of your mistakes. So
Right.
if you can come out the first day with the lead then they don't know what you're going to do if they got to go in front of you to try and make up points, right?
You get the
And
advantage
of course,
of watching all day.
yeah, we get the advantage of watching. And you know what? If there's a big bonus climb there, like, hey man, we're hitting that bonus climb, dude. You have no choice if you want to win. So then they go get in it. Either they make it or they don't, you know.
And if they don't, then you don't
if
have
they
to.
don't, we don't have to, you know. And it's, you know, so we're sitting in a good situation tomorrow. Hopefully we can pull through. So
Yeah, I'm excited to watch it play out. That's for sure. I've been to Badlands for a very long time. I've been coming here since early, mid 2000. I would say 2004, 2005, something like that was my senior year of high school. I think is when I first started coming down here. It's only 2 hours from my house, so I'm pretty close. This is like my home park. And I've never been to a rock crawl event here. I've been to Ultra 4 races here, trials, dirt bike events, dirt bike races, all sorts of stuff here. And I've never been to like a wee rock or a rock crawling event. And you guys make stuff out there that the everyday person that comes here, that we watch, climb up that, they destroy stuff, dude. I'm talking destroying vehicles trying to climb that stuff. And you guys just come out here and just drive right up it. Like it's nothing. Like it's not even there. I told Chase before we even started this weekend, I was like, listen, because I take him all over the place to King of the Hammers and, all these wild, fast races. We're with trophy trucks and, they're doing 100+ mile an hour through the desert, that type of racing, which is great. I said, this is a different game. This is like the golf of off-road.
It was very much like golf.
Yeah, you have a scorecard and you're getting points just like almost golf. So it's a real, everybody can talk and stand right next to the race course and, it's a different vibe.
He came out the exit and I was about to go like, and then I was like,
hit him with the golf clap.
Right. I don't know, man. It gets pretty rowdy out there sometimes.
Yeah, I know.
We really start competing, and man, you should have been to Cedar City. Dude, the courses they set down there were insane.
Is that so I think, did we ask you guys what's the hardest event? And I think we said Sand Hollow was, like Trail Breakers, the hardest.
Was it St. George?
Yeah, which is Utah.
Yeah. I would compare that Texas Top Gun, man. They've got some crazy stuff down there too. So those are probably top 2 events, my opinion. What do you think?
Yeah, I think Top Gun's probably the hardest.
Just because of just nasty drops, or is it just
big drops, big rocks, and yeah, just a lot of big climbs in general.
So this year, we were down there competing, and we were on course 2, and Brett made it through this crazy climb, went down through, dropped off. Nobody made it up the second climb. He ended up making it up the second climb and was running for the finish gate, and he got so excited, dude. He was just beating on his car.
It's because the U-joint was broken.
Yeah,
it broke on the second climb.
So he broke a bell on his U-joint going into his portal, and he knew he was broke. I guess, I don't know, but all the spectators and competitors were like, "Dude, you've got it won, bro. You just got to get to the finish line. Slow down, calm down, And he's driving like a freaking madman, dude. Like me came out in him,
I love it.
And dude, he ended up tearing his tire completely off. The spindle broke, dude. And his tire went down and landed like 10 feet from the finish line. And I'm like, no way. And he's still trying to drive, and I'm like, bro, you're done, dude. I'm like, you ain't going to make it out of here,
So you didn't make it out.
So we didn't make it out. And if he would have won that day.
Gotcha.
Right. So the course didn't get finished. Well, by their rule, everybody gets to go on to the next course, And we came back and fixed his car and came back out the next day, and he ended up winning the event at the end anyhow, which was cool.
That is cool.
Which was really cool. So he pretty much won it twice in 1 year.
That's pretty sweet. Pat yourself on the back for that one. I was just looking at the time on here, and I don't want to keep you guys up all night. I know it's late already. You guys got to race to go hit tomorrow. But I'm not going to let you get away because you told us a story you were telling Chase a story down in the quarry, and I want to hear it. You said you ran yourself over at King of the Hammers.
Oh man, I got thrown out. So we were wheeling up SOS on King of the Hammers, and it was in the middle of the night, and I was in my big black beast buggy, and we got to the very top, and it's just crazy because we're friends with Dave Wong now. He lives in Sand Hollow and competitive rock crawler, and I didn't really know who he was at the time, but he was up on the last obstacle and he was stuck in the trail. So we're all just sitting there waiting, and I was like, all right, I'm like, I need to get out of my car and go see what's going on. So I jump out of my bouncer in the middle of the night, and I didn't put it in park. It was in drive.
Oh.
So I jump out, walk all the way up, check on Dave, see how long it is. Well, it had so much torque, it was just sitting there idling, not rolling. So I'm like, all right, man, this is going to take forever. So I go back down to shut my car off, and I lean in the door and hit the kill switch, and the car takes off. Well, instead of me like jumping out of the way, it was brand new, dude. Like, I'm like, I gotta save my car, right? That's the first thing that jumps in your head, right? So I tried jumping in my car and got stuck halfway in and halfway out and couldn't get my feet on the pedals while the car's rolling out of control backwards. And it ran down and hit a cliff and ejected me out of my car. I don't know how I fit through that little window opening, but somehow it ejected me out like about at least 20 feet from where we were. Knocked me out cold, broke my back in like 3 places. Like, first thing I remember was, luckily there were paramedics on the trail, and I could hear them running up the trail. I could hear guys running down the trail when I opened my eyes, and they were asking if it was a fatality. And I like jumped up. I'm like, I'm not dead, you know? I'm like, I'm fine, you know? Like just adrenaline, you know, blood running down my face. They're like, whoa, dude,
I'm not even
you're
hurt.
not fine, man.
You should
They're
sit
like,
down.
You need to
You
sit,
should sit
yeah,
down.
They're like, sit down, dude. You're messed up, man. And I'm like, I'm all right. I'm all right. I'm like, so I sat down, and they're like wiping the blood off my head and everything. They're like, all right, we got to get this guy out of here, right? And they're like, can you get up? And like, I went to get up and stand up, and I couldn't stand up. And I'm like, all right, I'm not all right. Get me out of here.
Dang.
So they were going to call Life Flight, but Life Flight couldn't land inside the canyon there. So they just made a joint decision, picked me up, put me in my car, strapped me in, drove me down to Hammertown, dude.
With a broken back.
With a broken back.
Ay,
Yeah. Yeah.
the things that we do for rock rally.
Yeah. It was crazy.
I shouldn't say weeks. I don't, but you did.
Yeah. Well, literal did I know then. So I had a bunch of internal bleeding, and that was the big issue. So they took me down, put me in an ambulance. Instead of flying me to Palm Springs, they drove me on a backboard all the way to Palm Springs.
Gosh.
Dude,
That was probably more painful than the accident.
it was way more painful than the accident.
Ugh.
So we get there, they like call my wife. They're like, all right, this is serious. We think your husband has a chance of dying. Do you have any last words, you know, to say to
Jeez,
your
that's
wife,
heavy,
dude?
dude.
And she's bawling, you know, and I'm like, I'm fine, you know. I'm like, I'm not gonna die. That's what I told them. I'm not gonna die, you know. And they're like, yeah, right, you know. So, dude, they sent the chaplain in to my room
Jeez.
and like asked, because I mean, dude, if you saw the pictures, like, dude, there was, my whole back was nothing but black. And
Just because
Yeah.
so did you actually get caught by the tire of the car and it ran you over?
no, it spit me out, and I hit my back, I think, on the door bar going out when it
So the
spit me out.
car did all the damage
Yeah,
to you,
yeah.
like when you come tumbling out of it.
Yeah.
Jeez, did the car roll over or anything? Or did it just roll back and hit?
It rolled back and hit, and the last thing I remember was seeing it like come up like it was going to roll on me, and then I was out. So I think it went down, hit, and like came up, and then it it sat back down.
Thank goodness it did.
Yeah, it was nuts, man. So
Wow. Well,
spent 7 days in the ICU and couldn't get out of there quick enough, man.
I bet.
It was terrible.
I bet. Well, I'm glad you're still here. And
Yeah,
still able to go have some fun, do some rock crawling.
for sure.
it had put its mark on you for sure.
Yep. Hey, we eat, sleep, breathe this sport. Like, it's all we do. We travel the country. Everywhere we go, we try and go to pretty much every event. And it's all about him. Like Charlie was saying, dude, he's my best friend, man. Like, we do everything together. Like, the time that I get to spend with him, it's irreplaceable, you
Yeah.
know? So, and then to watch him just become what he's became, and man, I can't even tell him how proud I am. You know,
It's very cool. Very
Yeah.
cool. I love it. I love seeing it. I'm so stoked for you guys and the work that you guys have put in. And you're so young, dude. You got a lot of time to figure this whole game out. And you've got the best in the business helping you. Your dad is putting everything on it. You know, no pressure. No pressure.
right?
No big deal.
Oh,
But you're obviously handling it just fine, and you know what to do. You know the car, and it's really cool to see what you guys are building, you know. And the sport of rock crawling, and we've said it before, is kind of been masked a little bit. You know, it's hidden because it's not high speed. It's not, you know, all those crazy things that the spectators want to see. You know, they want to see the crashes and the high speed stuff. But I urge people to come out and watch what you guys do at a top level event. You know, someplace where the pros are. You know, you can go to a rock crawling event and just see them drive over some small boulders. But what you guys do with those cars is a totally different thing. That's some scary stuff. There's real consequences,
For
obviously. And, you know, and a lot of the times you guys are wheeling on the edge of a cliff out west, especially, you know, where one small move and that thing's down in a crack. And, you know, I've never been fishing before, but it sounds like you guys got a pretty good, get pretty good at
We've got
fishing.
that recovery down pat. So,
Well, it's good to know because I was actually talking to somebody and I went and wheeled Sand Hollow by myself in my buggy. And I was like, dude, if I get caught up out here, I'm in real trouble because I don't know anyone. I didn't
Right.
really know anybody out there. I've had a couple friends that live out in the area, but if you get messed up out there, and I don't want no part of that. I
Yep.
couldn't imagine having to fish one of those cars out of there. So all that to say, you guys are absolutely killing it. It's impressive to see what you guys are building, and keep pushing, keep at it. I think if you keep moving and keep working at it, all good things, you know?
Yeah, and if you
All good
learned
things.
anything from your dad, it's if you're gonna get out, put it in park, dude.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, put it in park.
Or if you don't have park, maybe
Yeah.
put it up against something.
Don't have a car without park.
That's a
Just
dumb
don't do it.
idea.
That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life.
That's so stupid. Why would you
Man.
have a car without park?
Right.
I'm gonna clip that part.
Too funny.
That's the best. That's the
Yeah, I'm
best.
gonna have to buy some merch so I can get a signature from you, and I can put it up and be like, I met the winningest rock crawler
Alright.
out there.
Yeah. Let's do
You
it.
know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Absolutely, absolutely. And actually, I do definitely want to. I want to come out west, and I want to see what I want to go.
Yeah,
and
let's
see
watch
you
them in
guys-
St. Hollow.
Yeah, I want to see you guys do the gnarly stuff in San Hollow, like firsthand.
Come out, man.
I
We'll
want
take
to.
you out anytime.
I want to. I really want to do that for sure. And also, I mean, we can bring the gear, and we'll get some sweet videos of it too. Let's make
do it.
let's make something cool.
Plan it.
That guy right there, you get him behind a camera or even a drone, you want to watch some cool stuff go down. He's got some great shots of you from today, actually.
Heck yeah.
So it'll be pretty cool to
Yeah,
watch.
I'll trade you a signed T-shirt for some video clips.
There you
Yeah,
go.
Let's do it.
How about that?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, boys. Well, thank you very much for coming on here. I know it's late and you guys got a big day tomorrow. So very cool. Matt, Brett, thank you for coming on. It's been an absolute pleasure. And
Yeah,
I can't
thank
wait to
you.
see what you guys do tomorrow.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. We'll do it again.
Sounds good.
We'll do it again. We'll have some more fun. So thank you guys. We'll see y'all later.
Yeah, and if
All
you
good
learned
things.
anything from your dad, it's if you're gonna get out, put it in park, dude.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, put it in park.
Or if you don't have park, maybe
Yeah.
put it up against something.
Don't have a car without park.
That's a
Just
dumb
don't do it.
idea.
That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my life.
That's so stupid. Why would you
Man.
have a car without park?
Right.
I'm gonna clip that part.